With the world population expected to swell to 10 billion people by the year 2100, governments are starting to wonder how we'll be able to feed ourselves. In an effort to save precious food resources, scientists imagine future generations supplementing their diets with bugs. So pretty soon, this could be you.
And I can't wait. Today we're gonna try Shanghai's repertoire of different bugs. Most of these hail from Yunnan, but others are from different parts of Chinese cuisine. We've got these giant cartoonish looking beetle grubs from Yunnan. We've also got from Dongbei, these silkworm larvae. And then finally, also from Yunnan, we have grasshoppers, bee larvae, and bamboo worms. So these are our appetizers. Yunnan people mow through more bugs than DDT. And after trying this bamboo worm, I can kind of see why. These are really good. They're actually really filling. They're sort of like the lembas bread of the insect kingdom. Lembas. Per pound, these guys pack more protein than like beef. These are sort of like the French fries of the bug world. You basically just douse them in oil, fry them up, and then pop them in your mouth. And they don't do a whole lot, just some salt and a little bit of spice. You might recognize grasshoppers as chapulines in Mexico, where they're toasted with cilantro and lime. And I actually think they kind of need that. Just fried by themselves, they kind of taste like shells of shrimp without any meat in them. Silkworms are well known for weaving one of the world's most valuable materials. What do they get as a reward? A dunk in the deep fryer. Oh. I'm not playing this up for the camera. That is egregious. Sort of tastes like they took Leatherface's mask and wrapped a bunch of stale pus in it, vacuum sealed it, and then served it to a bunch of people. Wood beetle grubs. This might look like something you'd pull from some Cambodian girl's head in Monsters Inside Me, but let's have a go. So I expected it to taste a little more like a big version of the bamboo worm, like you'd bite into it and kind of explode like a jelly donut. But this actually doesn't taste too bad. It's kind of dry. It sort of reminds me like if you combined one of those Chinese crullers with a mozzarella stick. Most of them have a big white strand of gut in there, which is like a string cheese filling. Not bad. Could definitely see snacking on a bunch of these in front of the Super Bowl. Well, a lot of people are put off just by the notion of eating bugs, but actually these are all pretty good. They sort of remind me of like any bar snack you'd have, just super high octane, fried, salty snacks that would go well with a high gravity beer. Of course, those are just the gateway bugs. If you want to hit up some truly big game, you're gonna want to go to Hangzhou's Gulo Snack Street. Let's go. 请问，我想一个蝎子，一个大蝎子，一个蜘蛛和一个蜈蚣，还有这个小蝎子，这个两个都要。Oh my god! Now that we've got all our critters, let's go give them a try. Hakuna Matata. Like with any dish, you like to start off with a primer. In this case, these little bite-sized scorpions. The way they cook them, they just dunk them in base spice and then dip them in oil, sort of like an entomological crawfish boil. So let's give them a bite. Yeah, not too problematic at all. Sort of tastes like they just took the meat out of shrimp shells and then just fried them up real quick. All right, on to the Magnum version. Yeah. Sort of looks like a poor man's langoustine. Kind of wish I had a claw cracker. Ow, its stinger is stuck in my hand. Ugh, just bite off a claw. It sort of tastes like crayfish that hit rock bottom. You definitely got the white meat inside the claw. Almost makes me wish I had some crab butter, but it tastes a little bit mustier. Problem is the meat's only really located in the claws. Once you get to the rest of the carapace, it sort of just tastes like a very musty hollow shell. There's not a lot of meat. All right, on to the centipede. Wouldn't want to find this guy in your sleeping bag. Let's pop this peebsicle in. Ah, shit. Yeah, I just got a leg in my lip. I don't think I've ever had a leg stuck in my lip before. Maybe we'll try it the other side. Never mind. Really the same taste as the scorpion. And there's also a big green line of gunk that traverses the whole body. It's sort of like a mustier mozzarella stick. Wish I had like an eating partner for this, where she could start at one end and me at the other, like Lady and the Tramp. Mainly the taste isn't great, but what's really bad is the logistics. Very papery, not a lot of meat inside it. And then you've got all these legs on either side, which sort of grate your mouth. It's like eating a double-ended switchblade comb. On to the spider. The legs actually aren't that bad. They taste like big furry Cheetos. And then I've heard that there is also some white meat inside the thorax, so let's check it out. It's like when you take off the back of a crab shell and there's all that lump meat in there, but if you shrunk it down to like spider size. Onto the ass. It actually has like a very buttery texture, sort of like you stuck a glob of pate on it. Very dirty taste. Definitely if you had to pick one of these creepy crawlies, I'd stick with the small scorpions. Just sort of like bite-sized crayfish. You could definitely have a bucket of them at the movies like popcorn. I'd say Shanghai is definitely the place for beginner bugs, and Hangzhou is where you go if you want to challenge your palate. That was actually worse than I remembered. Yeah, they tasted like that sound, but like in taste form.